Welcome to LMU Community TV News. I'm Allison Barnett. Thanks for joining us. Let's take a look at the stories we have for you today. A routine traffic stop landed 4 people behind bars Monday night. According to a press release, Middlesboro Police Officer Nick Capps stopped a vehicle at Dairy Queen around 11:10 p.m. Prior to the stop, 2 of the passengers entered one of the restrooms in Dairy Queen. It was later discovered that they had concealed a gun and some methamphetamine in a trash can inside the restaurant. Jacob Lethringer of Dowagiac, Michigan was charged with trafficking in methamphetamine and 3 traffic charges. Mandy Harrison of Dowagiac was charged with trafficking in methamphetamine. Alan Robbins of Corbin was charged with trafficking methamphetamine, receiving stolen property, and possession of a handgun by a convicted felon. Caitlin Boatwright of Middlesboro was charged with trafficking in methamphetamine and receiving stolen property. In addition to the criminal charges, Capps seized 2mm handguns, cash, and over 6 ounces of methamphetamine. All were lodged in the Bell County Detention Center and appeared in Bell District Court Tuesday. Bell County Deputy James Talby and his K-9 partner Gyro assisted in the case as well. One man was injured in an accident after police say he lost control of his tractor-trailer. Kentucky State Police reports 36-year-old Franklin Collins Jr. of Manchester was traveling on KY 2012 when he lost control of his vehicle. Collins was ejected from the truck when the vehicle overturned and struck a telephone pole. Collins was transported to a local hospital with serious injuries. Drugs and alcohol are not suspected as a cause for the collision. The wreck is still under investigation by Trooper Don Perry. During the cleanup, there was a second 2-vehicle accident on US 119 in front of Page School Center. One of the vehicles involved was on its way to cleanup from the accident on KY 2012. WRIL reports there were no life-threatening injuries during that collision. The Tennessee Highway Patrol is cracking down on distracted driving. In an effort to promote National Traffic Incident Response Week, THP has begun Operation Incognito. The effort aims to reduce traffic crashes and deaths due to distracted driving. The State Highway Patrol started the OI campaign this year to help develop Tennessee's 4th statewide distracted driving enforcement initiative known as the Bus Tour. WATE reports that the Tennessee Highway Safety Office says there will also be saturation patrols at high-risk construction zones. The office plans on using the initiative to help educate the public on the dangers of distracted driving and to emphasize Tennessee's move over law for emergency vehicles as well. Now let's take a look at your community calendar of events coming up over the next couple of weeks. The 45th Annual New Tazewell Merchants Christmas Parade is set to take place this Saturday. The event will kick off at 1 p.m., with Grand Marshal Eleanor Yoakum leading the procession. Yoakum is the chairman of the board for the 2018 Honored Merchant First Century Bank. The theme of the parade this year is a magical Disney Christmas. The parade will have many floats, including a visit from Santa Claus himself. The New Tazewell Merchants Association hosts a parade each year. The Faith Circle Annual Craft and Bake Sale will be held from 9 a.m. to noon on November 17th at Covenant United Methodist Church, located at 602 Dorchester Avenue in Middlesboro, Kentucky. Local author Tony Myers is hosting a book launching party for his 3rd book, Divine Healing DIY, from 5 to 8 p.m. on November 29th at Sagebrush Steakhouse. All are welcome and food will be provided. Now's a look at your community calendar. We're now moving on to your LMU Community TV News 5-day weather forecast. Thursday morning is expecting to have an 85% chance of rain with a high of 38 degrees. As the day progresses, the rain will continue along with some snow showers. The high for Thursday will be 42. Looking at your 3-day planner, Friday will be mostly sunny with a high of 50. Saturday will be sunny with a high of 57. Moving to your 5-day, Sunday will be partly cloudy with a high of 55, and Monday will have a 40% chance of morning showers with a high of 47. Now's a quick recap of your 5-day forecast, but stay with us, as coming up after the break, Brandon Burke will be bringing you your sports report right here on LMU Community TV News.
Hi, I'm Dr. Shields, and I'm a physician and the medical director at LMU Medical Clinics. This is a brief announcement about keeping LMU and you healthy during the upcoming flu season. Influenza, or flu for short, is a virus that causes fever, body aches, and upper respiratory symptoms like cough, runny nose, and sore throat. It is transmitted through the air and can even be spread on objects touched by someone who has the flu. The virus spreads easily from person to person and is most active from October through March. There are 3 things you can do to prevent becoming ill with the flu. First, get vaccinated. The most effective way of preventing the flu is to get the flu vaccine every year. The vaccine does not give you the flu or make you sick. The vaccine may not be 100% effective, however, it does offer significant protection and lessen the symptoms should you get the flu. The CDC recommends everyone 6 months and older be vaccinated before the flu season begins. Number 2, wash your hands. Stop the spread of germs and protect yourself with frequent hand washing with soap or alcohol-based hand sanitizer. And third, if you are sick, stay home. Should you become ill with flu-like symptoms of fever, sore throat, cough, limit your contact with others. Schedule an appointment as soon as possible with LMU Medical Clinic or your healthcare provider. There are antivirals that may be indicated if started within 48 hours of symptoms. Stay home until you are fever-free for 24 hours without over-the-counter medications like Motrin or Tylenol. I'm Dr. Shields, and this has been a brief announcement about keeping LMU and you healthy during the upcoming flu season.
What do we know about learning? It takes place beyond the pages of a book. We learn by exploring, by trying new things, by connecting, by sharing. We learn by taking chances and dreaming big. At Lincoln Memorial University, learning is beyond the books. It's everywhere.
Guess what? I have some news for you. There's free food right there, junk food. Do you see that truck? Oh, jeez. It's a 2 Michelin star chef. All for free, ladies and gentlemen. All for free.
Here we have a panzanella with summer vegetables and pesto. Enjoy. How we doing?
Fantastic. So what do you got going on underneath that plate there?
This food is really about to be thrown away.
Yeah. Bro?
Is there something wrong with this food? Where did you get it from?
From farmers markets. They put aside the ugly vegetables and the ugly fruits.
Carrot top, soft avocados. It was all food that was going to be discarded.
Even the drink you had is made from like a little bruised peach. Did it taste a little bruised?
Great. It's good.
The average person throws away 24 pounds of food a month.
That's a lot.
Isn't that a lot? Go visit SaveTheFood.com for more information. Thank you. Junk food time!
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs. And you learned how to not ignore yours. I discovered how to make healthier meals, and I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome back. The theme for most teams around Lincoln Memorial Athletics as we hit the second half of the week will be NCAA tournament action. Both the women's volleyball and women's soccer clubs either beginning or continuing the big dance following hectic weekends. The Lady Rail Splitter volleyball squad will be the first of those two to begin things this week. The 2018 SAC tournament runner-ups heading to Wingate, North Carolina to face second-seeded USC Aiken in the opening round of the big tournament. Lincoln Memorial, who earned the number 7 seed in the Southeast Regionals thanks to a sensational Friday and Saturday, upsetting Anderson in 5 sets after trailing 2-0 in the SAC semis before giving Wingate all they could handle in a brutal 4-set loss in the conference title match, enters their 7th NCAA tournament in school history and their 2nd in the past 3 years. Although the Lady Rail Splitters have been accustomed to making the big dance in the past, they have not found as much success once gaining entry, without a win in the Southeast Regionals since the 2008 season. LMU and head coach Jenny Michael will look to reverse that trend when they battle the Pacers on Thursday, the opening serve taking place at 2:30 p.m. from Cuddy Arena. A 20-9 overall record has propelled Lincoln Memorial into the NCAA tourney, not to mention their uplifting weekend performance, which included a 41-39 second-set victory over the top seed in the region, Wingate, the longest single set in NCAA Division II history. The Bulldogs did regain their composure and ended up downing the Lady Rail Railsplitters to 0-3 all-time in league championship bouts, but the last regional rankings told the story that LMU is a team deserving of access to further postseason play, and they should be tested with second-seeded USC Aiken standing in their way. The Pacers were surprised by Georgia College in the first round of the Peach Belt tournament last Saturday, upset by GC in 4 sets, although a 21-4 overall record allows Aiken the number 2 seed, ready to go versus LMU on Thursday afternoon. Should the Lady Railsplitters knock off the Pacers and achieve their first NCAA tournament win in a full decade, they'll head right back to action on Friday at 5 o'clock, facing either Georgia College or Augusta, again in Wingate, North Carolina. The priority for now, however, is USC Aiken, and to find out how Lincoln Memorial matches up with the Pacers in a win-or-go-home scenario, you can visit www.lmurailsplitters.com. And 24 hours after the LMU women's volleyball squad takes the court in Wingate, the Lady Railsplitters soccer unit will continue to make history on their way to their first Southeast Regional Championship contest since 2004. Head coach Sean Frazier and 6th-seeded Lincoln Memorial have been absolutely scorching over the last 8 matches, winning the South Atlantic Conference tournament for the first time in 11 years 2 weeks ago and keeping their magical postseason alive on Saturday and Sunday, capping off one of the most legendary 48-hour performances in LMU history. As statistically the underdog in both meetings, Lincoln Memorial knocked off both 3rd-seeded Lander and 2nd-seeded and 14th nationally ranked Carson Newman in a 2-day span, both needing penalty kick shootouts to get the job done. After combining to play 220 minutes in 2 days at Jefferson City, the Lady Railsplitters drilled all 10 of their PK tries against the Bearcats and the Eagles, beating Carson Newman for the 2nd time in a week, having just won the SAC title from them 7 days prior. The jubilation of being in the Sweet 16 for the first time in 14 years has now passed, and Lincoln Memorial must now turn their full attention to number 1 seed and 3rd-ranked Columbus State on Friday afternoon, battling the Cougars in a location that was initially set to be Clinton, Mississippi, but has since changed to a shorter drive for LMU in Cleveland, Tennessee at 4 p.m. Columbus State has been flat-out ridiculous in 2018, well deserving of the number 1 seed in the region with a record of 17-0 next to 2 ties, officially not having lost a single match this season. It was a similarly triumphant finish to CSU's conference tournament to that of LMU's in the Peach Belt, capping off back-to-back shutouts over Clayton State and UNC Pembroke with a penalty kick shootout victory over Georgia College in the finals, coming after a scoreless 110 minutes of play. The Cougars were right back to their usual scoring ways in the regional semifinals, however, blowing out Flagler 4-0 after receiving a first-round bye due to them being the number 1 seed. In a Sweet 16 battle between 2 defensive-minded clubs with a trip to the Elite 8 on the line, the Lady Railsplitters and Columbus State go head-to-head on Friday afternoon in Cleveland, with further details on the regional title match provided once again through LMURailsplitters.com. And a road-heavy portion of the early stages of the season rolls on for the LMU women's basketball team on Wednesday evening, following up a 2-day stint in the Sunshine State of Florida with a one-and-done trip in the opposite direction, up north to Evansville, meeting the Screaming Eagles of Southern Indiana. The Lady Railsplitters took the first baby steps of the 2018-19 campaign on Friday and Saturday, participating in the Southeast Region crossover, where they bounced back from a season-opening 78-70 loss to hosting Flagler with a 94-76 victory against Georgia Southwestern the next afternoon in St. Augustine. Still shorthanded with only 9 players dressed to compete, Lincoln Memorial looked impressive away from home and will drive 330 miles on Wednesday to face Southern Indiana in what will be the rubber match of a 1-1 series history. Both teams won their respective games on their home court in the past, USI gaining the upper hand way back in 2009 for an 86-78 win before the Lady Railsplitters finally gained payback last December, defeating the then number 17 Screaming Eagles in Harrogate 81-73. As we wait and see who will come out on top in the very young series history, we'll also find out who will jump out to a 2-1 start this year. USI approaching Wednesday with an identical record to LMU's at 1-1. Just like the Lady Railsplitters, the Screaming Eagles dropped their season opener, falling to Northwood in a 1-point heartbreaker, getting the W in their second go-around against Saginaw Valley State way up north in Michigan. In USI's 2018 home opener, Lincoln Memorial hopes to spoil the festivities and approach their home opener the next Tuesday over 500, tipping off with the Screaming Eagles at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And the do-or-die nature of the playoffs in this high school football season has been in full effect over the past couple of weeks, cleaning house around the tri-state area with only one team out of the 12 in the region still breathing entering this Friday. In fact, there stood just 2 teams last weekend, seeing as how everyone from the Volunteer State was eliminated after round 1. Since Virginia was 1 week behind Tennessee and Kentucky, their postseason began on Friday, and the already short list of teams still competing in the tri-state area was clipped even further. Thomas Walker falling to Grundy 55-13 on the road, abruptly ending one of the Pioneers' most successful seasons this decade with a 7-4 final record. Over to the Bluegrass State, however, the Bell County Bobcats are alive and well, stomping Breathitt County in the second round of Class 3A by the score of 40-7. BC entered the playoffs at 9-1, their only loss on the year coming courtesy of the Corbin Redhounds. And this weekend in the state quarterfinals, the Bobcats will get one more crack at their rival, facing CHS once more on the road. Corbin, who themselves only have one blemish on their resume, a 24-point loss to Mayfield way back in September, hammered Bell County in their first meeting this year, 33-14 back on October 21st. The same school responsible for the Bobcats' exit in last year's playoffs, 32-6 in the second round. 1 year later, in the round of 8, Bell County aims for redemption over Corbin, kicking off this Friday at 7:30 p.m. LMU Community TV Sports will have a full recap of that quarterfinal affair next Monday, so be sure to stay updated on the Bobcats' attempts to keep chugging at a state championship. And it has all come down to this in the 2018 NASCAR Monster Energy Cup Series. Drivers competing in the penultimate event of the year last Sunday in Phoenix, Arizona, the green flag waving from the ISM Raceway for the Can-Am 500. Only one of the 4 tickets for the championship were punched leading into Phoenix's race before the final race in Miami to be held this Sunday, November 18th at the Ford EcoBoost 400. Joey Logano, the only one to qualify with a victory after placing first at Martinsville. Kevin Harvick would have joined in that company by winning the following week at the Texas Motor Speedway, although the number 4 car's triumph was negated by NASCAR once an ineligible spoiler was observed, leaving the AAA Texas 500 without an official winner. Last Sunday in Arizona, Kyle Busch became the second driver to qualify for the title race by virtue of a first-place performance, outgunning Brad Keselowski, Kyle Larson, Eric Almirola, and Harvick, who completed the top 5. Though Harvick's win at Texas was taken away, the driver's 5th-place run-through in Phoenix is good enough to officially give him a spot in the top 4 at Miami, just squeezing in at the number 4 spot. Behind Logano and Busch as the other driver alongside Harvick that qualified due to total points is 2017's Cup Series champion Martin Truex Jr., leaving the field complete awaiting this weekend's 2018 finale. Either Joey Logano, Kyle Busch, Truex Jr., or Harvick will emerge as 2018's Monster Energy Cup victor as the Ford EcoBoost 400 from Florida kicks off at 3 o'clock p.m. at the conclusion of the weekend, which is televised on NBC. And that is all for sports in the middle of the week, but stay tuned as more LMU Community TV news is coming up right after this.
So we were walking to school.
I started thinking about lunch. Mom packed me turkey and cheese.
She's
I really
smart.
want cheese pizza.
Sometimes her mind wanders.
We should have a sleepover.
I remember saying, Laura?
I think I heard Mom say something.
The sign says don't walk.
Sometimes it's so overwhelming.
I really hope she doesn't have
I really
another
hope we
bad
don't
day
have another bad day at school today.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there to race. We're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
I like to eat apples and bananas. I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Thanks for watching LMU Community TV News. I'm Alison Barnett, and have a great evening.